Is it wrong to desire liberty? Is it wrong to defend our motherland from the pain and anguish bestowed upon us? Is it a crime to be a hero in our nation state? This is the dauntless story of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. Before I was known for my novels No Limitangere and El Filibusterismo that ultimately led to the revolution that freed us from the Spanish colonizers. I was a child raised in a religious household, born to an affluent family. I was the second son and the seventh among the 11 children of Francisco Mercado and Teodora Alonso. From an early age, my life was characterized by his fervent desire to learn. I first learned the alphabet at 3, and my mother was his first teacher. At age 5, I first manifested my love of the arts through sketching and clay molding. My passion for writing started when I wrote my first poem entitled Sa Aking Mga Kabanata. Mariano Gomez, Jacinto Zamora, and Jose Burgos. I was there when the 3 falsely accused Filipino priests were executed.
I want all of you to witness this execution. Ejeres traidores!
Mariano Gomez was the first to go. He resigned to his fate calmly. Zamora was quiet. He was unmoving and seemingly looked like he was already dead before the garrote even broke his neck. Jose Burgos, however, reacted quite the opposite from the two.
What time have I committed to the sentence of death? Is there no justice in the world? Even Christ was innocent.
I was only 10 years old at the time. The execution of Gumburza left a profound effect on many Filipinos, including me and Zoe. I paid tribute to them through my second novel, El Filibusterismo. When my aunt accused my mother of poisoning her, my mother was arrested by the Guardia Civil and stayed in prison for 2 years.
Stop! What are you doing? She's innocent.
You poisoned me! You tried to kill me!
The injustice that my mother went through was unforgivable. It was at this moment I realized that in this country, even the rich held no power against them. I obtained my bachelor's degree from the Ateneo at 16. I then went on to further my education at the University of Santo Tomas, where I took a preparatory medicine course and where I met my first love, Leonor Rivera.
Do not forget about me when you're off your travels and the beautiful woman who might be with you when I am not around.
My beloved Leonor, you are the fond object of my affection and desire. Know that my heart belongs to you and only you.
Leonor captivated my heart in ways that remain immortalized through time. But however promising my intellect was, I was still stifled in the abusive culture of colonization in the Philippines. Upon the completion of my degree from the University of Santo Tomas, I was brought to the realization that pursuing my education abroad was the appropriate step for me. So I packed my bags and went to Spain without the knowledge of my parents.
The managing editor of Diaryong Filipino, Basilio Teodoro, requested articles from Jose Rizal before he made his first trip out of the Philippines for Spain on May 3, 1882. In June, Rizal arrived in Barcelona and wrote and submitted to El Amor Patrio to Manila. The significance of this piece, which Rizal penned at the age of 21 not long after arriving in Spain and even before being fully exposed to liberal thought as a university student, cannot be overstated in the analysis of the evolution of his political thought. In the fall of 1882, Rizal set out for Madrid, where he studied for his medical degree in 1884, licentiate in medicine, and diploma in philosophy and letters, which he received in 1885. In order to complete his studies in ophthalmology, he had to learn from a recognized expert, Dr. Luis de Recker, who was well known for utilizing a pair of scissors to do surgery. As a result, Rizal's expertise in the field significantly developed.
Jose, amigo, welcome. Present yourself. We are glad to have you here, and we are looking forward for your speech later.
Thank you, mi amigo. The pleasure is mine. I am flattered to have received your invitation at this celebration. Would you and Luna have accomplished some extraordinary feat?
Good morning. Thank you each and every one of you for being with us today. We are very pleased to welcome those of you who are known us for a long time and as well as those who are new in our group. Now, let us give a round of applause for Dr. Rizal as he will deliver his speech.
I drink to the health of our artists, Luna and Hidalgo, legitimate and pure glories of two people. I drink to the health of the persons who have lent them a helping hand on the dolorous path of art. I drink to the health of Filipino youth, sacred hope of my native land, that may imitate such precious examples, so that Mother Spain, solicitous and heedful of the welfare of her provinces, implement soon the reform she has contemplated for a long time.
Soon after, Rizal received the degree of licentiate in medicine and continued working for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. He then traveled to Germany. Rizal came across a novel called Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. This book shared ideas about the injustices of slavery. The injustice and oppression talked about in the book reminded Rizal of the awful situation in his own country. After coming to this realization, he immediately started working on a novel that would soon become the most famous novel in the country, the one that would inspire the people, start a revolution, and reclaim our stolen freedom, Noli Me Tangere. Rizal went to Berlin in order to study and observe the political and economical conditions of Germany and join the circle of the famous German scientists and scholars. He had already finished writing his first novel, Noli Me Tangere, and was looking to have it published. There he stayed with his friend Maximo Viola. The two finally found a publishing house that agreed to publish the novel for a low price.
Finally, some good news. Noli Me Tangere will be published, mi amigo.
Oh, salud!
The two men read the novel every day over and over again in order to make sure that it is free of mistakes. On March 20th, 1887, the novel finally got published and ready to be read by the public. to open the eyes of the Filipinos from the abuse of the Spanish colonizers in the country. El Filibusterismo, Rizal's second book, was completed in March 1891 in France. He had intended to publish the book in Belgium, but he was struggling financially. He was cutting back on meals and expenses because his brother's support from home was taking longer than expected to arrive. He eventually traveled to Ghent, since the costing of printing in Ghent is cheaper.
Madam, please. The money will come eventually. But the time to print this book is now. This book has the chance to become an invaluable asset to open the consciousness of my people.
I'm sorry, Master Rizal. I sympathize with your cause, but you cannot keep delaying your payments. Without payments, I will be forced to suspend the publication of your book.
I understand, madam. Au revoir.
El Filibusterismo was finally printed in Ghent in September 1891, thanks to the donations from Rizal's friends. When Rizal returned to Manila from his trip to Europe, he gathered the people he thought would be helpful in his desire to establish the La Liga Filipina.
So Rizal, what is your reason for asking us to come here?
I would like for us to establish an association of Filipinos to protest against the Spanish government.
How can you be sure that we would succeed when we all know that they hold more power than us?
That is why I ask you all to come here to help me plan on how to stop them. Those people who oppress us for years, their reign will be finally over.
Alright, I will hear you out.
Okay, let's go. Let's elect for the leader of our association.
Rizal received an important letter from Governor General Despujol, so he immediately went to him.
I sent you that letter because I want to know if you want to go back to Hong Kong.
Why did you ask?
We have found this book refreshed in the pillowcase of your sister Lucia. Are you aware of the content of this is against the Dominican friars?
What? The inspector checked our luggage when we came back to Manila. This does not belong to us.
You cannot deny this hard evidence. You will be escorted by my men to Fort Santiago.
Rizal then spent 4 years of his life in Dapitan as a political exile. Rizal made the most of his time in Dapitan by spending a lot of energy on developing his literary and creative abilities, working on community and agricultural initiatives, conducting business, and writing letters to his friends in Europe, especially Ferdinand Blumentritt and Reinhold Rost. Mr. Toffer came all the way from Hong Kong with his adoptive daughter, Josephine, to seek the services of an ophthalmic surgeon.
Good morning, doctor. My name is George Toffer, and this is my adoptive daughter, Josephine.
Josephine, good morning.
Good morning. I was hoping you could help my father, doctor.
I will do my best, miss. So please can you remove your glass? Check your eye. Cheer. In all honesty, Mr. Toffer, your double eye cataract is too advanced for me to treat. I'm sorry, but I can't do anything to it anymore.
I understand, doctor. Thank you for your help.
If there's anything else I can do for you, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Thank you, doctor. Josephine, it's time for us to go.
Thank you for taking the time to see me today.
Thank you, doctor. You have been a great help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rizal and Josephine fell in love after a month together. They agreed to get married. Since no priest would marry them, Rizal and Josephine held hands and married themselves in the eyes of God and lived as husband and wife in Dapitan. They had a son who survived only 3 hours after birth and was buried in Dapitan. The boy was named Francisco after Rizal's father. Andres Bonifacio proclaimed the revolution. The Katipunan attacked Spanish military installations on August 29, 1896.
Mabuhay Pilipinas! Mabuhay!
Rizal's ship bound for Spain, and he was able to depart the Philippines on September 3rd. However, was then arrested and incarcerated in Barcelona due to political maneuverings of the friars. Rizal was then brought back to the Philippines to face charges of rebellion due to his reported association with the revolutionary movement. Rizal was accused of rebellion, sedition, and establishment of illegal associations. His defense was weak, for the court was heavily biased, so he was found guilty and sentenced to death.
Brothers, we must find a way to rescue Rizal. Mabuhay! Mabuhay Rizal!
Silence, all of you! Your plan to rescue him is very impossible. The place is heavily guarded.
We are all ready to risk our lives for him. We will not just sit here when our friend is awaiting death.
Listen to me. I know my brother and he would not want any of you to risk your life for his sake. This revolution is bigger than him, bigger than all of us, and we cannot risk losing a single soldier. It hurts me to say this, but there's nothing we can do. Only God can help him now.
Josephine, my dear and unhappy wife, te amo.
Rizal and his wife Josephine Bracken shared their last moments together. He gave her the book Imitación de Cristo.
Let me check your pulse. Your pulse is perfectly normal. For someone who's about to get executed.
I wish to show those who deny us patriotism that we are ready to die for our duty and conviction.
Farewell to you all, from my soul torn away. Friends of my childhood, in the home depressed. Give thanks that I rest from the wearisome day. Farewell to thee, too, sweet friend that lightened my way. Beloved creatures all, farewell, in death there is rest.
Prepared! Apunted!
Consumatum est! Fuego!
At the top of their lungs, they scream. Uproars of cheers and triumph rings. Stunned, I stood still on the holy ground of red and tears. Sickening, humiliating, motherland, I see you in every crowd, grieving, weeping, on holy ground where your body bled. The execution of Rizal stirred emotions all over the world. The death of the man for whom millions of people had been the embodiment of uprightness, of tolerance, of kindness and helpfulness, but above all of liberalism, of freedom and independence, had the effect of a beacon.